Hello, how are you? I'm Matthew, host of Truth from the Booth. Thanks for sharing space with me and my guest today on Folked Up Radio. This is PJ McKay's fourth appearance on my show. PJ's home is a tiny camper with pets, and this winter marks the beginning of a third season outside at the Green Road encampment in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. While most of the city measures winter in storms and temperatures, for some it's measured in survival, power cords, meal times, medical appointments missed, and the quiet fear that comes with every overnight low. Today, together, we will discover what it means to live through a third winter exposed to the elements, what circumstances bring someone here, and what does it do to you when temporary stretches into years. We'll talk about the current conditions on the ground at one of the only two remaining designated encampments, about the impact of having power for the first time, and who, if anyone, is showing up to help PJ move forward. We'll discuss their safety in an ever-changing and sometimes dangerous environment, the barriers created by not being connected with a proper phone, and what happens when healthcare, nutrition, and even companionship depend on uncertainty. And as the city signals it wants all encampments closed within the next 18 months, I'll ask the most important question of all. How does that land with PJ McKay and the people living there right now? This is their story. Hear it in its entirety next. I am the breath that fogs your windows and steals the warmth from your fingertips. I've walked this earth longer than your oldest stories, dragging my cloak of frost behind me. I don't come to be cruel. I come because it's my nature. I sculpt the world in white, sharpen the nights, test the strength of every roof, every spirit. I am the creak in the trees at midnight, the wind that prowls alleyways, the cold that settles into bones people wish I'd leave alone. Some greet me with fires and thick quilts, but others face me with nothing but thin canvas, layered clothes, and courage I never meant to challenge. I am not heartless, just ancient. I arrive because the seasons demand it, but even I can feel the weight of those who suffer under my watch. When I howl through the streets, I know not everyone has a place to hide. I am winter, relentless, yes, but never unaware. I just have the who, what, when, where, how, and why of PJ McKay. So I think let's start off by gauging out where your mental wellness is. Doesn't have to be on a scale of 1 to 10, but just how do you feel on this day?
On this day, not too bad. A little relaxed. I have a little bit of mental issues of trying to find a place to live, but I don't let it affect my mental state because I'm kind of used to being out here.
Yes, this is you're getting ready for your third winter. We're going to talk about that, but I just want the audience to know, even though you're hearing this conversation on a Sunday, it's actually being recorded on a beautiful Friday morning here in Halifax. So I'm on one side of the harbor. I'm on the Halifax side. PJ is at one of the two remaining encampments on the Dartmouth side at the Green Road encampment. And you know, PJ, I always travel with my binoculars. And
yeah.
There hasn't every day that I have gone to work in the last 3 years, there's a spot up on Barrington, pretty close to the McDonald Bridge. Even though there's all kinds of construction going on in Dartmouth, with my binoculars, I can see your encampment and I can see the trailer that you're in every single time. So, just yeah. And it's sad that you're there. You're getting ready for your third winter. So that's where we need to start off this conversation. Even though this is your fourth time on my radio program, there are people listening right now who don't know who PJ McKay is. So can you explain to to my audience as much or as little the circumstances that led to you being at the Green Road encampment?
What led me to be in here is I had a multiple aquarium syndrome, like multiple tank. That's the fish tanks. And when the landlord told me I had to get rid of my fish, I just questioned, and they told me I had not allowed any pets at all. I questioned why other people can have cats and I can't have any. And they just said that I have to leave because I did not want to get rid of any of my fish.
And how long ago was that?
This is my third winter out here. It was roughly in December they put me out.
And this situation that you find yourself in now, is this the first time that you've experienced being unhoused? Well, we should let people know there are a lot of people who, they're in their vans, they're in their cars, they're couch surfing, they're in tents. You are in a camper, so that's the bright spot in all of this. You're actually literally inside four walls.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have been unhoused before, but I was lucky to have a vehicle to live in at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I was lucky to be able to get this camper as I was coming out here.
I've known you for a while, and I know that, well, I don't know for certain, but I know one of the factors that the reason you're still there is because if you go somewhere, you want that camper to go with you. And tell the people why that's so important, that camper goes with you.
Well, I mean, like I've always wanted a camper. I was able to get one. Under the circumstances, wasn't really that good, but I have my camper. And if I get in somewheres and something happens again, at least I know I have my camper to fall back on.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and people need to understand that. Let's talk about like I said, you are getting ready for your third winter. You've seen all kinds of activity over there. Can you explain a day in the life or just some of the situations, some of the scenarios that you have seen play out in real time? Like, what's it like in an encampment where it could exceed 50 people?
You never know what the day is going to bring when you open your eyes. It's just a bag of surprises. It could be a nice, calm, relaxing day like right now, or it could be somebody people beating each other with sticks and poles, taking knives at each other. It could be anything happen up here.
Oh, anything and everything. There's been lots of stories, news reports of, fires, deaths, overdoses. And, we both know that a lot of that stuff doesn't make the front page of the news. So we know they're dangerous properties. Do you feel safe right now? Because you are solo as a human, but you do have companions there. You do have the furry pets.
Yes, I still have my rabbit that I got last year, and I have recently, it's a month since I've taken in a pit bull mix. And honestly, with him around, I feel fine. Like, he's got my back.
Oh, I have no doubt. Yes, we got acquainted there real quick there last Saturday.
Yeah.
Can you be so kind as to tell my audience? I try and tell people the different reasons why people are out on the street. People are not unhoused because they are alcoholics or they're drug addicts or they have, they're not mentally well. Those come afterwards. What are some of the stories? What are some of the circumstances that you're seeing with people that are out there?
Well, I mean, like, I don't really get into, per se, the whole stories with the people up here. But I do know some cases it's because of they have a hard time cleaning, and their house gets bad, and the landlord don't offer help, they offer unhoused. There's some with mental conditions that they cannot keep under control, and because of complaints, they get evicted. There's some, that's quite a few, that could be evicted just because of rental evictions.
Yes, absolutely.
There's
Escaping.
a lot of different...
Yeah, there's a lot of different scenarios. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah, that's okay.
Like, reno evictions, people escaping domestic violence, people being released from the hospital, people being released from halfway homes. Like, the list is long. Like I mentioned, it's a beautiful Friday morning. Can you briefly describe, just take a look around and just give the best description of what you're looking at to paint a picture for the audience here of where you are and what you're looking at?
Well, I'm outside of my place right now. I'm looking around. There's quite a few tents, a few campers, a lot of debris that needs to be cleaned up. I'm looking at people that had no other choice but to come out here, that needs a break, a home.
Yeah, you're not getting a break being out in the elements. Now, we got together last Saturday, you and I and Maya, and I had mentioned when we were over at the McDonald's how at the end of the day when I come home, and long story short, you made a reference to me. You corrected me in real time that the camper that you're in, the encampment that you're at, that is your home right now.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, like, I don't look for people to feel bad for us, but I look at, if you can give us support, yes. Yes, have a little heart of where we are, but I don't expect you to fix it.
Well, let's talk about the support and the help. Like, who is, like, what provincial, municipal organization is coming over to check on the residents over there?
We have the hub come to help. Some of the city people comes up. There's other individuals will drop off food. Like I have the
I know the Muslim youth community. Sorry. No, I know the Muslim youth community was there last week. Yeah.
Yes, they were there. They reach out around this time every year. We had the chef back up. Chef that we had last year for Christmas was back up and gave us a meal. There is other citizens that lives in buildings close to where we are. They started their own little organization to give us support, and they have a little place down on Alternate, 17 Alternate, where we can drop by, have a hot meal, do crafts. There's craft nights and stuff like that. And there is actual citizens stepping up and helping.
Wonderful. Logistically, how difficult is it for you, if at all, to get around with the transit system?
It's kind of a pain in the butt on the transit because you got to try to plan ahead. And me with anxiety, it's like I need to have it planned a day or two ahead.
Yes. Okay.
Because of the transportation.
And
other than that, not too bad.
Yeah, because I know. There have been times where, you're basically red flagged. They see, there's PJ time with a bunch of stuff. No, she's not getting on that bus. That's just so unfair.
Yes. Yeah. It costs $15 to get home with my stuff.
Well, that was going to be my next point, do you get any type of discount with transit?
Oh, I do have a MAC pass from social assistance for the travel on transit for free. But then when I'm red flagged because one or two drivers think I have too much stuff, it's like now I have to pay out of pocket.
You got to get a
the whole
cab.
fee.
Okay. Yeah, and that's just not funds that you can afford to give out. Do you mind me asking, like, how much assistance do you get a month? I think that's important for people to know.
Well, mine just went down because I had just lost my special diet and that, but it's $400.
What do you mean it went down?
Because my doctor didn't get my form done up again this year, so my special diet and phone allowance is gone.
Phone allowance?
Yeah.
That makes 0 sense, PJ. Because of someone's error, you're being punished. That makes 0 sense.
Yep. That's the way the system works.
When I was over there, I'm just so unfortunate. But there's a few other things I want to talk about, and I want you to get back to your beautiful Friday. When I was over there just days ago with Maya, for the first time, I was seeing that you had power. You were telling me that you'd had power there for like 3 months. What was it like? And I know it took a long time for that to happen, but how meaningful is it to have power over there?
Oh, it's a lot because Outreach cannot buy us propane or anything anymore. So it's like, how are we going to stay warm? So now we have this power. When it started, there was a lot of little kinks to work out, like people popping the breakers, and there's still people popping the breaker today. But we got it pretty well straightened out with the steady people.
When you say people, can you give us an idea? Here it is, the middle of January, 2026. How many souls are over there?
There's still more tents popping up. No matter how cold it is, there's still more tents.
So have people arrived since I was there last week?
Yes, there was 2 more yesterday.
Wow. And what kind of tents? What kind of tents are they being provided? Because I can't imagine these individuals are going out and purchasing these hundreds of dollars worth of tents. So
they're being provided summer tents. There is insulated tarps. They are being provided to put over them. Now, the new people from yesterday, they do not have the insulated tarps as of yet.
That is just absolute. It's just madness. Do you think that you play a type of leadership role at that encampment, or you just mind your own business?
Well, I do try to I don't run out at people and say, "Oh, you can't do that. You can't do that." I do let them know if compliance mentions something to me about this area or whatever. I mention it to them to give them heads up. And a lot of times when food's delivered, like the other day, I took it around and handed it out because I knew how many was in each tent. So I was able to hand them out accordingly. And a lot of people look fondly on that. I have had a lot of people call me the mother of the field.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. Who is the most surprising individual that has paid a visit to that property in 3 years? Like, I'm just thinking, like any political figure, like big political figure. I know there was when we were over there last week, one of the Halifax councillors was there.
I was just going to say that was a surprise.
You know, I didn't know he was a politician until after I got home. I wish I had known because the conversation would have been so much better, but kudos to him. It was amazing.
Right. I was surprised. Like, he did mention something when he was here coming on the end about it, and I'm like, wow, nice.
Well, they all should have. They should all have a walkabout, and it's unfortunate that they waited until there's only 2 left, because at one time, collectively in the HRM, just here on the peninsula, there were 8. Well, I guess the 2 across the way, but I'm not going to keep you much longer. Just a couple of more things. Give us as much detail or as little as you want, but I'm concerned about everyone that's out there. But I'm just wondering, your health issues, are they being addressed? And are they being addressed in a timely fashion, or are you okay? What's happening out there?
Actually, our health issues is being taken care of pretty good with Mosh. They're very, they're here every Tuesday. Monday mornings, one usually shows up with the outreach and hands us out sandwiches and checks see if anybody needs anything.
Okay, so that's good. That's okay. That's good to know.
Yeah.
One final thing, PJ, and I'll let you get back to enjoying this beautiful Friday. It's enjoy today, because tomorrow the temperature is going to go up to like 8 degrees, but it's going to bring some rain, and then the temperature is going to drop down to Sunday. So if anyone knows the ups and downs and how harsh the winter is, it's every single person that is outside, every single person. Like we mentioned off the top of the show, you are getting ready for your 3rd winter. The municipality has just recently closed the Lower Flint Park. Then it was Cogswell. We still got the Barrington Street encampment just up the road here. The city has made it public that they are going to be closing all of the encampments within the next 18 months. You are, you have that leverage, I think, if they're going to push people out, to make sure that you get into a dignified living space, because they're obviously not going to be pushing you off to another encampment. So how do you feel about that announcement?
Not very impressed, because they have tried to get me into places, but the problem is they're not listening to my needs, and my needs are for a 1-bedroom apartment, not a bachelor, not a 1-room, because I have pets and I need that other room. If it wasn't for that, I would have already been out of here. And then the camper comes into play too. I need a spot to take that. I have come to find out that there is places where I could rent space for it for $100 a month. Fine. If I can get in a 1-bedroom apartment, I'll look at that.
A 1-bedroom apartment, but I'm just going back to the $400 that you're bringing in a month.
Well, that's only the allowance they give me out here.
Okay.
There is the ceiling shelter. That's I think she said $725, and then there's the rent subsidy.
Rent subsidy, okay.
Those 2 will kick in when I find an apartment.
Okay. And final thing, where are you? I can hear the sirens in the background.
I'm just outside of my camper. The ambulance is going up the road there.
Right outside the gate?
Yeah, on the other side of the graveyard.
Oh, on the other side. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I know I've said this a few times, but final thing. What is what's on your agenda today on this beautiful Friday?
See if I can't get my red tent organized. Yeah, I got to get things that's not damaged into storage containers, because we have a rodent issue up here.
Indeed. I saw, when I was over there, the 2 that I saw, it looked like you could put a saddle on them.
They were under the back of my camper when I was getting ready to take the dog out, so I had to check it out because of the noise.
Oh, my.
Yeah, they were underneath there fighting and everything, hitting the camper and that, making a big noise.
Oh, I'm sure if they were fighting inside the camper is rocking back and forth.
Oh, they're big. Yeah.
Okay, PJ. Thank you for doing this, and I know
No
that I
problem.
will be. I'll see you in the very near future. Like I said, you're just across the harbor. Thank you for doing this, and take care, PJ.
Thank you for having me. You take care too.
So look at the calendar right now, mid-January. I think that's where winter stops warning and starts taking things. Cold lingers, storms stack up, nothing dries. Tents sag under snow, then soak through in freezing rain. There's no reset button, only the next night and the next night and the next. February is the heart of it. Across Canada, deep freezes lock in. Along the Atlantic coast, the danger isn't just cold, it's wet cold. Rain turns to snow, wind drives it sideways, sleeping bags get heavy, hands go numb. And once you're wet, the clock starts ticking. Early to mid-February is the danger zone. One major storm is enough to collapse shelters, flood 2 of the remaining camps, and push people past exhaustion. Late February doesn't let up, it compounds the damage. This is the stretch where survival becomes uncertain, where exposure isn't theatrical, and where winter decides who makes it through. Until next weekend, my name is Matthew, host of Truth from the Booth. Let's get you back to your Sunday soundtrack on Canada's #1 folk station, 99.9 FM, Perth Andover, and folkedupradio.com.